You are now listening to The Raven by the great Edgar Allan Poe, performed by the questionably great Whisper Allen Poe. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this and nothing more. Distinctly I remember it was in a bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my book surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken satin certain of rustling each purple curtain thrilled me, filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, 'tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. That is, all it could be, and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. Sir, I said, or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was napping, and so you gently came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door, then darkness was all there was, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming, dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word Lenore. As I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore. Merely this and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard the tapping somewhat louder than before. Surely, said I, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see there what there that is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart beat still a moment, and mystery explore, till only I see it's the wind and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter in there stepped the stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with the mien of a lord or lady perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, perched and sat and stared, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art surely no craven, ghastly, grim, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on thy night's Plutonian shore. Then quoth the raven, nevermore. Much I marveled this ungainly vow, to hear discourse so plainly aloud, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being breathing ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. sitting lonely on the placid bus, spoke only the one word as if his soul in that word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather. Then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then again the bird said, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by reply, so aptly spoken, doubtless said I, what it utters is its only stock in store. Caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster soon followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore. Of never, of never, of nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy into smiling straight, I wheel a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous bird of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yore meant in croaking. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on a cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight gloated o'er. But those velvet violet lining with the lamplight gloating o'er, she shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser when, perfumed by an unseen censer, swung my seraphim, whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God that lent thee, by these angels which he has sent thee, respite, respite, repent thee from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind of pent, then forget this lost Lenore. Then quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or evil, whether tempter sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore. Desolate yet all undaunted on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly I implore, is there balm in Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Then again, quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, I said, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, by that heaven that hath bends above us, by gods we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, if with a distant Aden it shall clasp a saint and maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Then again quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign in parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked up starting, get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit thy bust above the door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from out the door. Then again, quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of pallid just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor. And my soul is from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor, shall be lifted.